guys, welcome to episode 4 of So I Married a Turk. In this week's episode, I'm going to talk about culture shock, ways you get hit with it, ways to deal with it, all because one of the girls who watches this video, who also has a Turkish boyfriend and who's also spent some time in Turkey, was kind of asking me about this. So this week's video is for you, Ciara. Ways that I was first hit with culture shock when I first got here, a big one was the call to prayer. It goes off 5 times a day, and it lasts probably about 3 to 4 minutes each time. First time I heard it, I literally jumped. And I thought, how am I ever going to sleep through this when the 5 a.m. one goes off, because I do not get up at 5 a.m. And before I knew it, it became background noise. You know, it's been 3 years since I first moved here, and now, like, it barely even registers some days. Then I also expected people when I first moved here to, when the call to prayer went off, to just be rolling out their mats and to be praying, but that's not the way it works at all. Life goes on as usual when the call to prayer turns on. In a restaurant or around town, you'll see that people will maybe turn off a TV or turn down the radio. And if you happen to be standing directly next to a mosque, you might see people, you know, a rush of people going in to pray. But that's really all there was to get used to on that side of things. Now, as far as the hijab and the headscarves went, that was a little shocking for me to see in the beginning, especially the ones that have like the line right here where you really are only seeing the eyeballs, the hands are covered, everything. Like that took a little getting used to for me. But you know, I'm kind of envious of them in the wintertime because they look super comfy. In the summer, I'm like, you gotta be melting in there. But, you know, it's their religious choice. No judgment whatsoever. As far as the headscarves go, though, I love them because they're like a whole other fashion accessory. And the different colors, the different patterns, the way women wear them differently. Like it's a whole cool, different thing to try out and to kind of, when you're sitting drinking a tea, to sit and people watch with. I also got culture shock. I still get culture shock really badly because of the language. I'm not in Istanbul. I'm not in the southern coast where people speak English. I've met English teachers here in Trabzon who I couldn't even have a conversation with because their command of English was not good. My husband and a couple of his friends speak English, but like his best friend and his wife, they don't speak any English whatsoever. So when we go over to their house for dinner, it's really not that fun for me. And it's kind of crappy because I know my husband would really love to be able to share that with me. But Ciara, I know you'll agree with me on this. Like, Turkish is so hard, you guys. I've been trying to learn it, and I can't make it stick for the life of me. So that is kind of one way that I do get hit with culture shock that I do feel really isolated for. I also really miss certain foods. The food here in Turkey is delicious. It's amazing. It's just limiting. I grew up on the East Coast of Canada, so I'm used to shellfish, and I love shellfish, and there's no shellfish at all. Like, they can't even get shrimp here. I miss having more than 2 items on a menu. Most of the restaurants, when you go out to eat here, they have 2 options, and those are your 2 options. Like, if I feel like sushi, I miss being able to be like, let's go do that. If I want Italian, if I want Thai, like, not having those options is pretty frustrating. And then on top of it, to not be able to have a drink with my meal is another thing that I find really, you know, really isolating. But there are liquor stores here, so if I want to buy a beer or a bottle of wine, I can buy it, cook for myself at home, and do it that way. The problem is I can't get all the ingredients that I do love to cook with. I love cilantro, I love avocados, I love lime, I love peanut butter, and you can't get any of those things here. I found a bag of quinoa the other day, and it was $25. That was the first bag of quinoa that I had found in a while. So that's not something that is an option. And avocados I have found, but they are rock hard, and they go for $14, I think, a kilo or something like that. Like, again, ridiculously expensive. I also get culture shock when I go shopping because the sales associates are so pushy and they follow you about an inch away from you. You have no personal space, and that really kind of bothers me and riles me up. But here is where my lack of Turkish actually comes in handy, because when they're trying to upsell me on something, when they're trying to pick out a whole outfit for me, I can just play dumb. I don't know what you're saying to me, so don't even waste your time. And typically once they find out I can't speak Turkish, they'll move on and I actually get to shop in peace. So little silver lining there from one culture shock thing to another. Ways that I fight culture shock is social media. I mean, the internet is your friend here in Turkey, that's for sure. I get on Facebook, create my friends' pages, get on Skype, call home anytime I'm feeling lonely. I love TV, and I stream a lot of my favorite Western TV shows, which I highly recommend if you're feeling really isolated and alone. And I hope that this video helps with what you're going through, Sierra. And please keep the comments and the questions rolling, guys, and we'll see you next week.